Welcome everybody. Thank you. Welcome to our distinguished lecture series. If you're here, this is the first time you're coming to a lecture series, just raise your hand. Wow. Let's give them a round of applause, all new persons here. So, every month, in partnership with Island Space, we host a lecture where we have a speaker bringing a specific topic and they come and share. So if you're now on the mailing list, so we'll invite you and you can come and be a part of an important conversation that impacts Jamaica and Jamaicans. And if you're from the Caribbean, from the Caribbean region, today you're Jamaica, right? We're baptized in Jamaica. Today is a special day. You're getting a 2-for-1 special. We're going to have 2 lectures today. The first will be from Chris Williams. He'll be speaking about some good investment opportunities in Jamaica. And this month, this is Reggae Month. By the way, this row is open, by the way. This row here is open. The special row just come down. Mr. Lenny, come right forward, man. And David Stevens, just come in. The front row. Come to the front, man. Come to the front, come to the front. Come to the front, right in front, right. So today we're going to have a special, a 2-for-1 special with Chris Williams, who will do a presentation on investment opportunities. And then Reggae Month, as part of the Reggae Month celebration, we're going to be having Richard Bradford doing a talk on Bob Marley. It's going to be a sing-along. We have Big G here, one of the best sound systems in Florida. Give a big round of applause. And we're gonna be having a Bob Marley lecture, so it's a 2-for-1. All right. But at this time, as we always do, we like to just touch on a couple of persons, call them out, and have them introduce themselves to you. A gentleman there in the back, Reggie Banks from Jamaica. He flew up just for this event. Well, not quite. He's only in the area. But Reggie, why don't you come forward and just say a little bit about your company, because Reggie, right here. All right, you're going to be right here. Okay.
Well, I know you don't see it maybe 2 minutes. But if it's on the Caribbean, 2 minutes is kind of just the start of the story. I'll try to do my best. So I just want to say I've been thank you again, everyone. The war and while I've been doing the contract. Just be some pretty short, as tight as possible. Alright, so tonight, or this evening, like I said, Rajiv Banks representing Carbine Capital Investments Limited. That's a financial institution that generally believes in the Caribbean business and backs that belief with capital, not just words or nice speeches. Actually, we started over the past couple of years, been up on the activity, but we're also attending an international factor financing conference. This conference brought together world-leading factor financing over Europe, United States, Latin America. For the very first time, the Caribbean was represented at this event by Carbine. Now, the discussion surrounding the challenges that SMEs face worldwide. The biggest challenge that was identified was access to financing. And of course, that's absolutely true for Caribbean businesses. Now, that, as I mentioned, biggest challenge. But if cash flow really a trickle instead of a constant stream, one recognizes that growing Caribbean businesses will actually just be a dream. Now, Caroline, it just started in a fancy board. It actually started in the grassroots. The small farm. I'm not sure how many persons know this story about you. But All right, well, with a small farm, in Jamaica, a small farmer is recognized as the backbone of the economy. Small farmers have a significant challenge. Access to traditional financing is non-existent. But they also have different. They want to grow, they want to supply large markets. And at the time, I was on here, they see that challenge as well and supported the small farmers to consolidate their products and get it into the large hotels in Jamaica. So we all hear
So you're the people. So we set up the one here today. You stand for us and then you're the good of the story, right? No, but continue. Right.
yeah, so we all think would not have been possible for the small farmers to find their products into the hotel. That was the first part of the problem. The second part is that after they supplied into the hotels told them they had to wait 45 days of payment. No matter how much negotiation animal trying to get the hotels speak firm to their creditors, farmers were about to pull out, and that's where Caroline came along and purchased their receivables using factor financing. We kept them going, we kept them scaling up their production, and what we saw was increased employment opportunities and increased supplies going to Oliver through this consolidation. Excellent work, Oliver was and big thank you for supporting the small farmers in Jamaica.
Well, this is before I came up here.
Yeah. So from those humble beginnings, Caroline has grown to financing most of the major infrastructure projects currently happening in Jamaica. We finance the expansion of the highway project as the highway maintenance billion street. The expansion and renovation of the Jamaica's largest international airport, that's the Montego International Airport, and also the Kingston Port expansion project. So what this factor financing there is that it enables local contractors to actually bid on these contracts, even though even large investors were telling them they have to wait 60 days for payment. So that solved their cash flow problem. Over the past 2 years, we've successfully raised billions of dollars, that's US dollars, from traditional and non-traditional financial institutions because they're seeing what we're doing and they're believing in what we do and how we support this business. And that capital has been directly deployed back into the supply chains of the Caribbean. The government of Jamaica has seen what factor financing can do for small companies, and they opened up a grant fund through the Development Bank of Jamaica so we can expand our service offering. So I just want to say, I mean, imagine a world where Caribbean entrepreneurs no longer have to struggle to get paid, where they can sell to global markets with confidence that their cash flow is secure. That's what Caribbean is working on. So it's a privilege to be here talking in front of everyone in the Caribbean diaspora. And we're looking forward to see how best we can collaborate and make Caribbean businesses great. So, CG, thanks again for the invitation. Looking forward to it.
Mic check, okay. Don't forget me now when you go public, right? No, but appreciate the work, Rajiv. You saw an opportunity in the market, provided a need. I'm happy to see your growth. This is a Jamaican company. Part of what we do here, we want to expose some of what you're doing in the community so people can know and network with each other. All right? So the gentleman who is parking and he realized the traffic that was involved coming up from Winwood is parking, but he has brought his JC friends to come and support him. And I'm going to ask one person now from Jamaica College to come forward and tell us about the True Blue event. I'll give you 1 minute, my brother. Introduce yourself and just tell us about True Blue. All right. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dwight Mills, the Vice President of the Jamaica College Owners Association. So, for the last 17 years, we have put on the True Blue weekend. We've had a number of partners that will come a long way. We donated over $100,000 to Jamaica College just from this event over the last 17 years. And we want to make year number 18 the biggest one yet. So from April 11th to April 13th, we're going to be celebrating Jamaica College, celebrating Jamaica's College, celebrating Jamaica. It starts with a party called Blue Magic. It's all going to be in Miramar at Sunset Lakes, April 18th of the party. Then on Saturday, we have a football fest. We're going to have teams from JC giving 6 love to Woolman and probably King Seafood. And then on Sunday, we're going to honor Jamaica College own boys of great fame in Southern who are doing great things at our annual Griffin Awards breakfast. So please turn out. It's for a worthy cause. It goes, all the profits go right back to the school. And so we want to break some records this year. It's a whole heap of fun. Friday night is party night for the young at heart and the young. Saturday is the ball and Sunday morning with some great food at the private restaurants in Miramar. We'll send up flyers, look out for it. Please come support. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have entertainment piece first. It's from Mr. Eugene Gray and the Panthers. Yeah? The top entertainment here to start out before I bring on the collection plate. But I wanted to say pick up to our sponsors, some of our sponsors here today. Spark FDI, we have Ocherios, distributors of Better Flavor, so all the patties and the chips. We want to thank Ocherios, a Jamaican brand. And we also want to thank Coconuts and Cocktails. Anytime you have your parties, you can reach for coconuts and cocktails, and they are excellent service. Let's give them a big round of applause. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'm going to invite top class entertainment, the best in the world, to come forward now and give us an item before the presentation. Let's give them a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. I am Eugene Gray of Great Home Records, and these are my artists of cocktails. One, we decided that it's appropriate to come out and pay tribute to the great Bob Marley. So we are going to start by doing semi-acapella. I'm going to copy everyone to guitar. We're going to do one note. Everyone knows that. Sing along with us, please.
Hello, everyone. No. I can't hear this. It's not turning off. So we're going to try it again. Hello, everyone. Hello. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying, one love. Hear the children crying, one heart. Singing thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying let's get together and feel alright. Whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. One love. There is one
I'd really love to ask one more. Is there a place for that hopeless sinner who has heard from mankind just to save his soul? Believe me, one love, one love, let's get together and feel alright. Was it the beginning? One love, shall it be in the end? Alright, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight this holy Armenian war. When the man comes, there will be no doom. A billion those whose chances grow stealer. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation, saying, one love, one about the one love. Let's get together and feel alright. Please, mankind, one love. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Thank you.
Well done, well done. Please, on social media, check out their new album. It's called Just For You. Right, people. Thank you.
Let's give it up again. Top class entertainment. I've been training these gentlemen for years. So, a little later I will bust a tune for you, right? Ladies and gentlemen, happy for the great turnout. Tonight, we're in for a treat. Before I do that, we have, I just want to say happy birthday to a very special lady and a not so special gentleman, a kid. No. Two very special persons in the community, both loved, deeply loved and respected. I'm going to ask them to stand. Mrs. Cunningham and Dr. Cunningham celebrating their birthdays. Happy birthdays. Yeah. When you know that the new one, man, busy. But you have to sing along, you know. Notice when the Bob Marley thing going on, everybody has sit down like they're watching the film and come on, you relax and participate, right? Yeah. So this is side A and this is side B, alright? Ready now? Dr. Cunningham, Mrs. Cunningham, stand up, you have a people. I'll be ready, I'm a friend. One more year from them. What would you do? Give them some life. Next year we'll do it again. Oh, yeah. I'll be ready, I'm a friend. Oh, yeah. One more year from them. One day. What I feel we take up to the end. We from the hand over to keep up the hush. If I ever want to come, they can splash. If that's where I go, that's what you make me go deep in the slash. Drink and smoke for the frost, but I'm the sound fans. Yeah, them up. Alright, good up. So when we're finished here, we have Alan is buying all of us a drink. at his own birthday party, which happens at Veranda. So when we finish here, we go over to Veranda and we celebrate with the Cullinan. But really, two excellent individuals in the community who support everything, so we have to support them as well. Yes, and people profile and all your fans speaking out, people profile and former global Jamaica diaspora, Consul and Julius and Jamaica Women of Florida, the founder of Jamaica Men of Florida. The list is very long. But happy birthday. Alright. So ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, we have some of the brightest minds that we bring here to our lecture series. And we provide the latest opportunities, relevant information here. That's why we call it the distinguished lecture series. You can't just come and get invited so you know to do something great and then you call it, right? But this evening we have a gentleman. He has his company, Spark FDI, and you'd like to say he's unemployed, but when you reach a certain level, everybody will work for you, right? But definitely a good friend over the years. He's the one mark against him. He didn't go to Campion, right? He didn't go to Woolmans, right? But we don't hold it against him, right? We don't Earl, we don't hold it against him. He went to a good school, Jamaica College, right? So let's give it up for JC in the house. But ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, we want to recognize true Jamaican talent. The gentleman who has made it big. He has made it big in Jamaica. He didn't come up here and made his riches. He's a very rich man. I'm going to tax him after this. But he has done well and he did well in Jamaica. He made his wealth in Jamaica. And today he's going to talk to you about how you can create more wealth for yourself. Right? Anybody interested? Let's give a big round of applause. Let's stand and welcome our guest speaker. Let's stand and welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Chris Williams. Thank you, CG. Why? Thank goodness I did not go to Campion or Woolworth. Why? I thank my mother every day. She single-handedly changed the course of history to write down Jamaica. Yeah, great to be here. This is a last phase, hopefully, of my journey. Been at this for 32 years now. Graduated my MBA in 1992, December. Started working in Jamaica in January 1993. And been on this journey of investments for 32 years. Decided to change it up a little bit about 2 years ago and say I'm going to retire and take on engagement, a massive engagement. And that engagement is you here in the diaspora. I feel like we have dominated in the diaspora in consumption of culture and consumption of food. Diaspora drives that. When I take a look at, I'm the chairman of the Jamaica Premier League, and when I take a look at the engagement pattern on our social media, 80% is from the diaspora. 80%. So the consul, and I mean, those of us that were in Jamaica over the December period, you know, when you saw the pack-up Airbnbs and the pack-up hotels in Kingston, you can see the impact of you, the diaspora. They have taken over consumption of culture and consumption of food. You have also obviously taken over consumption in the country through remittance. So the mummies and the daddies and the grandmas and the grandpas and the auntie and uncle, the money that they're spending from you. So you are also driving local consumption of light bill, digital, cement, everything. So I said to myself, you know what? More I'm gonna live a foreign. Life foreign. I come here and visit my brethren Len Bailey and my brethren Xavier, my business partner Xavier. I will chat and I see them living the good life. You know, them go jogging around them park. And of course, you know, we can't go jogging in Jamaica. Can't leave me like you can't go jogging in Jamaica. So, you know, Mr. Boy, you don't want to take on part. So the only thing I can come to you and sell you is Jamaica. And I really feel that it's time now you take over the investment landscape in Jamaica as well. You take over everything else. So time now you take over the investment landscape. And as I dug deeper into the landscape from a perspective of you sitting here in foreign, I said, wait, we're not looking too bad in Jamaica. We really can have a legitimate conversation. Time now. And why do I say that? We really have seen a remarkable adjustment in the financial circumstances of Jamaica over the last 13 to 15 years. Remarkable. 32 years I'm doing this. And I'm telling you, the last 15 years, it's like both. It's like Usain Bolt. It's an unbelievable performance. Jamaica came into the 2010 era with not just one, but two debt defaults. The government failed to make payments on two debt instruments. That's how we greeted 2010. And by the way, that's when we launched Proven. So that's why we named it Proven, because we're like, yo, you know, who wouldn't believe anything else I was saying, you know, we could try with the name Proven. So you come into the 2010 with that kind of introduction. And by 2013, we did a massive policy shift and put in place fiscal guide rails, massive fiscal guide rails, and forced the government to live within its means. None of us thought it would work. Because we said, you know, it's just a piece of paper. You just write on a piece of paper and pass a law. We think every government was going to breach those guardrails. "13 years later, none breached those guardrails. Not the PNP under at the time Peter Phillips, which you're not surprised about because Peter Phillips is a quality man. He went to a good school. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to go in there. We don't have to dwell on it, but we're not supposed to surprise. Why don't you just say Jamaica College? You know. So he started it, and then the government of the Jamaica Labour Party took over, and they've been in charge for the last 9 years. And now, of course, the exploits of Nigel Clark and the amazing fiscal turnaround. Default to now our debt to GDP is in first world ranking, 60 to 70%. Give your government, you both your government, give them a round of applause. That is what we want. But all we really want, is stability. We don't want nothing else from them. We don't need them to help us do anything. We just want them to stay out of the way and don't get in trouble. Don't mash up the thing. Right? Just keep the exchange rate fairly stable, keep the inflation stable, keep the budget balanced, and no new taxes year after year after year after year, controlling spending. Nobody borrow only for money. Just stay out of the way, stay in the background and just keep things stable. And because that's what has been happening over the last 13 years. So it's our time now. Our time now to step up. Because now, finally, we don't have to panic. We don't have to send our money down, and when we convert it, it's 150. And by the time you reach back at Miami, it's 200. Nobody can live like that. So we now have an environment that is at least predictable. So how do we now make money with that infrastructure in place, that platform in place? And that's what I want us to start building into now. So there are 3 asset classes in Jamaica. So don't pick up the phone and call me and say, Chris, walk on, all things, we can make some money. It don't work so here, it don't work so there. You have to think in buckets. Right? We're way more sophisticated now. We're obviously not the United States level of sophistication. But you have to ask me in some buckets. So you have to put the conversation in these 3 buckets. What's going on in the real estate market? What's going on in the fixed income market? What's going on in the equity market? Right? Those are the 3 asset classes that you can look to deploy funds to make a return. Let me start with, by the way, everybody understand these 3 asset classes? All right? So fixed income, I'm not sure which one is up next. Who's first in the thing? I want to give you something visual to help to contextualize you. Okay. Yeah, so don't panic. We'll send this to you. But it just helps to contextualize you. So this is where we reach now in Jamaica. So real estate, which is a big area, and an area that I know you love, and I love it too, right? You have 2 ways of thinking about it. There are the public companies that are listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange that deal with real estate. So if you don't want to move, you don't want to leave foreign, but look on property, buy it, turn the key, etc. You just want somebody to deploy it for you. We have a number of REITs, that's your terminology here, and we have a number of bonds that are focused exclusively on real estate. I don't really like those, to be honest with you. I don't think you're going to get the kind of bang that you want. And I think based on where you guys are now and the exposure level that you have from here, I think you can comfortably go into the second category, which is the private, which is where you're actually, holding on to the real estate, right? So, so if you don't want to do nothing at all, you just want somebody to manage it for you, you just, find one of the investment houses and, just talk to them and get a exposure to real estate through a REIT. But I like playing it. I don't do that personally. I just buy my own real estate, because my grandmother grew me and she said, buy real estate. So no matter how much school we go, this, that, bachelor's, this, that, MBA, whatever, me listen to my grandmother. So I'm buy real estate. And then I want you to understand and appreciate where we are on the different types of real estate now. The days of just residential, long gone. Thanks to Airbnb, they exploded the short-term rental. I'm not sure what should be here. I think this is retail. Oh, office, right, office, right. So I'll get to that. So short-term rental is the top market now. When you take a look at the tourist arrivals coming into Kingston, 50% is now coming through on an Airbnb. So they're not the visitors, they're you guys, a lot of the other travelers, Airbnb, your apartments are what they're going for. Now, there is a challenge with that, of course, which is that you have to manage it. And you're not there, and so that gets a lot sticky. We think that very shortly you're going to have managed properties. So once that starts to evolve and present itself, and you're talking to your broker, in Jamaica, you look for those because that allows you to benefit from the weekly rental without you having to find a cousin or a uncle to manage the thing for you. That's a disaster. Them say them when show up for clean the place or whatever. Hear from them for 2 days, the guests turn up, and the place are clean. We know the story. And trust me, I have a whole heap of relatives that ask me to do these things, and me tell them no. Me not do it. Because it's too much headache. But once you get managed properties, I think you're gonna have a much more lucrative investment opportunity. So keep your eye on that. Talk to your brokers and ask them to keep sending you opportunities in apartments that in the Kingston space that offer the rentals. A market that you guys are close to, that we're not as close to, is this flipping culture. We don't really play that game, but I know you guys, buy properties, pool, fix up or whatever, and then sell it back. I don't really see a lot of opportunity for that. We do have, because let me tell you how that game slowed up. It's still there, but it's not as, you know, quick turnaround. And that's because inflation. So once inflation in Jamaica became a lot lower and a lot more under control, it meant that real asset appreciation slowed as well. So your ability to buy at, $100 and then sell at $200 in 1 year. That no, I don't see that in my experience. You do have a significant appreciation, but those kinds of appreciations are typically on new builds. So if there's a new build, a new development, then I would say yes, look at it, and obviously be careful, but look at it, for new builds. The office market has slowed up significantly in Kingston, and there's no surprise there. The big challenge has been the fact that our business sector, so accountants, lawyers, banks, etc., they're utilizing technology a lot more, and so they're not hiring, as aggressively as before, and so the need for office space has tightened. And so yeah, I would say definitely be careful, when you're looking at the office space. And then of course with work from home, with the big traffic, they can't come through Mandela. Most of the staff live in Portmore. Can't get to work. So the boss say, you know what, work from home, yeah, man. And so that cuts the demand for office space in Kingston. And then outside of Kingston for office, as you know, is very little. It's mostly food and beverage outside of Kingston, plazas and so on. So I would say, you go gently on office real estate. There's still some, it's an iconic location and a good, building design. People are going to move from another building to that building. So you will still, you steal tenants and get your spot rented. So if it's a nice design, new building, then yeah, you can take a look at it. But that would be, behind short-term rental. Commercial is growing because of trade, because of our location. So when you look at anything near the wharf, if you've been down to the wharf now, you realize the wharf is taking over the whole of Marcus Garvey Road. When they take over the whole of Newport West already, and they're now going over, skipping over Marcus Garvey and take over Tinsonton and go on the back and so on. So the wharf is expanding, and that's because of our geographic location. So we get a lot of transshipment, etc. So commercial, so people sending goods, the goods that will come off of the ship. When they come off of the ship, they will go into a warehouse until the next ship comes for it to go, to Trinidad or St. Lucia or whatever, a smaller ship. So there's a lot of demand for rental of warehouses for that transshipment kind of demand. So the industrial / commercial is a space that I think you should watch carefully and look for opportunities and see if that's a space that you would jump in. And then there's a lot of financing options that are opening up for you guys. If you get a TRA, which you can get, even though you're not domiciled in Jamaica, then you can open up all the financing doors and you'll get great financing because interest rates have come down significantly in Jamaica. So you can get great financing and do a leverage purchase and rent it back out and rent pay the mortgage, etc. So that's a space that I like. So this real estate is my top thing. I said to you, just keep talking to everybody. Information is the key. If there's one thing I want you to leave with tonight is to stay in information. Get constant information. Call, my friend them that are here. Every month them call me. Wow. What you can do for me? That's what I'm, and that's what I want. That's what you want. You want to constantly be touching base with somebody on the ground that understands the various opportunities and just sucking all of this information. What new popping up, where is the demand in commercial, etc. So that information is what drives good investment. All right, the second big one, and this is even easier, is equity. No, when I look at this market and I look at the local market, you guys have to take a look at the local market. No, Jamaica is not like United. We don't trade stocks. You guys have a thing where you buy and you say, boy, waiting for the price. It went double in 10 minutes. It's them kind of call and you get promoted. And I'm like, what? So I'm saying, no, this is not NASDAQ or Dow Jones or whatever. Even if that happens, I wouldn't touch it. I don't trade. I don't even know what my stock prices are. I'm an investor. So I believe in a business, I buy the business, and I let the business improve. When the business improves, the stock will improve. So just buy some businesses. There's no trading of the market and all of that high science that I hear coming out of you guys. North America is on a different, steroids are one of those things about the world moving fast. We're not moving that fast. So, but there are some great companies trading at great multiples. That's the word you must. So when you call me, and the same thing as I tell my friend, when you call me, the only thing you have to ask me is what stock is trading at low, good stock trading at low multiple. The lower the multiple, the better the investment opportunity. Because what the multiple is, how many years before I get back my money? So some of the stuff them what uno love is all 1,000 years before you get like one. So we just look at the multiples. We have good careers. I mean, you don't even need to look at more careers dividend yield. It's north of 10%. So I didn't check the stock price. I just want the dividend. So we are way slower, but just look at it and buy good companies that Grace, solid, low multiple, moving properly, succession planning, change their group CEO, no problems. They're constantly pushing. Obviously, with the improvements in information, you're able to market a lot more, and so the popularity of the product is exploding. As I said, Carreras, Trans Jamaica, the highway, it's just making money and all of this. So you have to have that for sure. So, there are some easy, good opportunities that will give you a good dividend, allow you to go buy your medication, do whatever, spend it on two party, whatever, just get his dividend. Easy. Don't want to make no quick money. I mean, a lot of people call me and say, boy, I hear about this new company and it's have an IPO and it's have a triple in 10 minutes and me don't know that. Me don't buy them things. Me don't buy them things. Me got 30 years and me still can't make money in 24 hours. Me don't know how to do that. Somebody said just easy, play along, buy good, invest in good companies. And that's easy in Jamaica because a lot of the companies are low multiple. They're single digit. And single digit is a no-brainer. Just take your time, talk to whoever you have as your contact down there, get on a WhatsApp. It's just a simple WhatsApp to your friend, to whomever you have as a good lead and say, yo, waiting. What you recommend? That's it. Obviously I'm not licensed in the United States, so I can't come here and give a specific recommendation. But I'm saying to you, just get information. Just get information. We're nowhere near as high tech and complicated. So it's not high science. Very easy, very digestible. Just pay attention. But I strongly recommend that you stay in the public equity space. I would say go very, very slowly and carefully on the private deals. I know you guys are the top targets for private deals. When I'm sitting down in the strategy session, I say, diaspora. Them man in a really have no sense, and them have a whole heap of money. So, I get the first car, and I'm saying, just go easy. Just go in the public market, Jamaica Stock Exchange, well regulated, easy, no high science. That's a recommendation from Chris. No, guy, all of my friends have got me, yo, I'm on telling you, say, yo, this is a special just for me because me and my friend from primary school, and that deal here can't miss. It's going IPO in 6 months, and go easy. And then finally, the boring one, but the boring one is also a good one. And the boring one is fixed income and GOJ and all the various entities, Sagicor, NCB, they're paying good rates right now. You can get between 7 and 10. I even saw a note from NCB, VM and NCB, and they were in the region of 10.5 to 12.5 on J dollars, but the devaluation has been very low. So when you factor in devaluation, you're probably still coming out at like 9.5. So I would say keep an eye on fixed income as well. There are some good bonds that these institutions, top quality institutions, that they're issuing. So you have to balance your portfolio. You can't go in any one direction. So you have to sprinkle it around. And given that this is predictable, it's fixed income, you're going to get your interest payment every 90 days. You don't have to guess and spell. Definitely at 9%, I would say it's something you want to take a look at and put in your consideration. So that's the world. That's the world. That's how I want you to think about Jamaica now. The 3 categories: the fixed income, the real estate, and the equity. And the one thing I want you to take from this is get information. Just keep getting information. Ignorance is not acceptable in 2025. It's way too easy for you to get information. Just follow 2 IG pages, follow some YouTube pages, have some key contacts on WhatsApp and just keep in touch with them, send them a WhatsApp every now and again. Participate in 1 or 2 newsletters, from the various entities and so on, and your country. So just keep informed. Just keep informed and build it into your thought process. Because the one thing I would say about Jamaica versus the diaspora, the marginal propensity to consume in Jamaica is like 60%. But we always broke, so we can't spend the money. The marginal propensity to consume in foreign is like 200%. Because all we want to do, we're not spend. So we need to take some of the Jamaica discipline, and because I mean, them are killing them with offer. You don't want scientists taking no money down. You can pay me next week, man. And bam, you get licked. Bring down the marginal propensity to consume and drive up the investment for the future. And that's what so those two things I want is to take away. Get information and get some of the struggler life that we have. There's a struggler discipline, good for you. Alright? We're ready? The CG round at the back that tells them to wrap it up. Quick out. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take just a couple of quick questions. But let's give it up for Mr. Christopher Williams. When you go to school and you have a lecturer who it's book work, but you don't know how to do it in real life. We have an example of somebody who was doing it in real life and telling you what he did, right? And I know the book too. We pass the book work too. Right? So we're going to take a few questions and then move on to section 2 as part of our Reggae Month celebration. There's 2 quick questions.
Chris Zany, what is your thoughts on dividend reinvestment?
What's it?
Sean Spalding, how exposed do you see, the Jamaican economy is to whichever political party wins the next election, how is election for how exposed is the economy?
All right. Let me take that to you quick. So dividend, I take my dividend because you're trying to manage exposure. So let's say I have $100 and I put 20 in proven. I don't really want that 20 creeping up. And that's what with dividend reinvestment. You get a dividend and you keep reinvesting, and then all of a sudden, you're up to 25 of your portfolio. I take it and I spend it. But no, and I deploy it in other ways. So I like to take my dividend, build it, put it in cash until it build up to a certain level, and then I deploy it again. We are exposed because when I started, I said, the management, of the past had put us under pressure because we don't have any control over the spending. And then when the spending gets out of control, it drives up inflation, it crowds out the private sector, it displaces the stability of the exchange rate. So those fundamentals affect us. So we have to be very, very careful in who manages central pot. But the central pot is still the biggest pot. So that pot can affect all of us. So I'd say yes, we are exposed. But I'm very confident in both. I'm very confident in both, and we've seen both deliver over the 13-year period. So the first, 4 years of the 13-year was under the PNP, and then the latter 9 years was under the JLP. So that's great for us that we saw the discipline on both sides. I feel comfortable.
All right. So, Chris, I'm going to ask you to give the answer very well, by the way. I mean, very, very succinct because I want to keep the time. So, we'll take 3 questions in one, and then real quickly, this gentleman here. You see how the champion man deliver this Disrespect. Nicely.
Well, as a GC man, I just ignore it. When you get to my age, it's actually difficult to get a mortgage to invest in real estate. But I understand it is what you get.
Quick manage property because we're getting commercial mortgages now. So we can talk, but there are commercial mortgages, and the commercial mortgages are not linked to your income; they're linked to the investment. So who your tenants are, what's whether it's a short-term rental property, etc. So commercial mortgages, and that's what we like because we're at the same age.
Chris, you say information is key, but where do you get that information? Because it's pretty difficult to get that. However.
Yo, the man are the greatest. When you hear the man question, repeat the question. No, it's easy, quick and fast. Repeat the question.
I'm just asking, where do you get that information? Because information out of Jamaica in that particular field very difficult.
Yo, when the team may come up here, come talk to them whole night. Just so. You don't think I try selling or something? You think I eat it? At GC even though. May try selling or something. Me not hide. May try selling something. Spark, enter Spark FDI. That's my latest business. You work for me? You work for me? I mean, tell you ask that question. So, my latest business, Spark FDI, is an information business. We don't take your money or anything. We don't charge you yet. We are giving you information. That's my business model. I want to be the Bloomberg of Jamaica. So you get constant information. So sparkfdi.com, just sign up and become on the newsletter, working with Jamaicans.com, etc. And we feeding out information. After about a year, when in a hook, then we start charging them. Listen, let me just say though, everybody should make it a point of duty to connect the information. There's a lot of information out there. There's no hard information right now. All of us need to be on social media, and we have a lot of avenues. I see Jamaica National in the house, one of our legacy partners here. And they do several community outreach events, providing information. So this information, there's nothing Chris has presented here that has not been presented in the community before. Hold on. Let's put it in perspective. No, I'm not dissing Chris. Chris did an excellent job, right? Here, but I'm just saying that the information is there. So let us tune into the information that is available and take action. All right. So we have So Spark FDI on all social platforms. SPARKFDI. Spark FDI. Yeah, I know, but you tell me I mustn't sell Spark. You tell me, you never miss it. You might try to lock me down. But we'll plant somebody in the audience to ask a question. Thank you, your plan. All right, so I'm not selling investments. I don't want to get kicked out and take over visa. Yeah. So I'm not selling investments, but Jamaica National is here. BM, link with them. I'm just providing information. You have a whole heap of portals, and the minimum is low. I mean, for Uno earn 155 times what we are earned. Come on, minimum. No man, the minimum low. It's like 10,000 Jamaican dollars. It's low. JN can start here. And there's a reason I mentioned Jamaica National, Victoria Mutual. There are several options that are available in Jamaica for investment. In December, we had the head of the Jamaica stock market here. We have, I believe, 103 companies that are listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Chris spoke about looking at ways to evaluate the purchases, looking at multiples, the choice of company that you'd like to invest in is yours, right? And the consulate have to be careful not to push any one particular company. The choice is yours, but there are several avenues that you can, companies that, brokerage companies that you can reach out to start your investment. You can start your investment with 5,000 Jamaica. Yeah, man. No, minimum is not a problem. Minimum is not a problem. Yeah. From the comfort of my office, almost every week. During my lunchtime, during my lunchtime, I buy Jamaican stocks. I don't call anybody. You call me. I go online. So I'm calling. You call me and say, what will you buy? Yes, I'm calling. Well, then start charging soon. I didn't give you good advice. But I'm saying, from the comfort of my office, without calling an agent, I'm able to execute online. A lot of persons are not aware that Jamaica is set up in terms of its technology. Yeah. So the Jamaica, a lot of you left from the 70s and 80s no longer exists. All right, just put it in perspective, and Jamaica's moved at the time. And like I said, the information, may I push my thing. The information thing, I will tell you what I am buying. So when I just give you information, I am going to say, yo, may I buy this, but now buy that. So when I start charge you, it's more than information. It's what I am buying. So I'm going to charge you for that, right? What's the question? Okay. All right, Spark FDI, all good? All right, big up on yourself. Thank you very much, Chris Williams. How many persons here found the information? Very good. Good information. So, when you see a successful man like this now, you know that when you get the sponsorship package, you don't have to hitch at all. Ladies and gentlemen, on May 10th, we have our annual 5K, the Jamaica High 5K. It's 6 years, 6 installments. It's happening at Miramar Park, and you can register JamaicaHigh5KRun.com. Last year we had 1,400 persons in attendance. So it's growing. We have adopted 5 clinics in Jamaica supporting healthcare. Please register for the event here and be a part of this important. You don't have to run, you can walk. 90% of the persons walk for the event, all right? This is one practical way you can give back and support, all right? So ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, we have a lot of talent here in the diaspora. We have a lot of persons making a big mark, and Florida has become the epicenter of the diaspora by mixes. One gentleman, 2 gentlemen who have an excellent radio online program, do a lot of work in promoting our culture, our reggae music. It's Richard Blackwood and Big G. And at this time I'm going to invite them with no long preamble to come and they're going to do a talk on Bob Marley, and we're going to have a sing-along with Big G, and UG Gray will also join in as well. All right, so let's give a round of applause. After you come, when you come there, JC, by the way, you know, but you have to give them the props. I'm Richard Blackwood, and of course, Big G, UG Gray. Now, February is celebrated as Reggae Month, and this is the 17th year of Reggae Month, and the program has grown tremendously. Can we have your attention, please, over the period?
And of course, reggae one tendency had been centered around Mali. But today, because of the value that the world pays to Robert Nesta Mali, we want to take the next, what is it? JC money goes some other time, but we want to spend at least the next 45 minutes and just do a rehash some fun facts about Mali. We want to do a sing along some of the more popular Mali songs, and of course Eugene is there with help us out. And just want to also use the opportunity to field any questions that you have with respect to the whole Mali impact on Jamaica. And of course, I'm going to be throwing some questions out as well. And if you answer the questions correctly, you may be able to go home with one of these t-shirts that we have here that our operation Yard Media markets to the public. Now, Mali would have been 80 years old this past February 6th. Mine would have been 70 years old, 80 years old rather, on February 6th, this past. At Reggae Chronicles, which is our streaming program on Yard Media, we have dedicated the last 5 years of our lives in terms of documenting aspects of Jamaica's music history. In fact, I was quite impressed when I walked in here. There are some photographs on the back wall in particular, which is a representation of elements of Jamaica's music. A lot of musicians, artists that I personally have grown up with, and I'm encouraging you to give that some attention. Now, Mali started out as a young man, came to Kingston at 16 years old, and he had one mission. As a 16-year-old, and that mission was to do music. So it's amazing that at that young age, and remember, Mali would only survive another 20 years. But as a 16-year-old, when you consider that in over the course of the next 20 years of his life, he has left such a huge footprint. No other artist, musician out of Jamaica has had the kind of impact that Mali has had on the world. And of course, when you consider as well that the role he has played in expanding the footprint of Jamaica's reggae music. We take everything as reggae. Mali basically straddled the ska, rock steady, and reggae era. But it is as a reggae artist that he dominated. And so what we're going to do is take a couple of the songs. Let me start by asking, what is your favorite Bob Marley song? Three Little Birds. Turn the lights down low. Eugene. Well, let's say Three Little Birds. And we're going to ask you to sing along. About a thing. Every little thing. Gonna be alright. You know that's it. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning. Smile with the rising sun. Three little birds. Behind my doorstep. Singing sweet song. Our melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Come on, guys, come on.
Smile with the rising sun. Three little birds outside my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melody pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Everybody, don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry, every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't you worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright.
All right. So, did you guys know that so important as Marley's contribution become to Jamaica that the lyrics of his songs are now being taught in schools around the world and at University of West Indies in particular. There is now an annual Marley lecture and there is a Marley program that has been incorporated into the university curriculum to talk about, to discuss the impact that Marley has had on our culture. And no other Jamaican has had the kind of impact that Marley has had on the country. He is responsible, without question, for raising the country's identity, the country's cultural identity, and for those reasons. So I will say this to you. In 1976, I worked at the library, and I remember we had, this is the American Library in Kingston, we had a listening post at the library where we would play, long playing record albums for guests at the library coming to give them a headphone and we play these LPs. And I remember taking requests from the audience. I went downtown and bought some additional albums, which included 3 Bob Marley albums. And when I went back to the library, they almost fired me because I had taken the library's money, according to the principal librarian, and by Dottie and Rasta 1970s, right? To this day, I will never forget. But we're talking about 1976, almost, my math, almost 50 years, right? And today, when you look at the transformation that today Mali has become, the most important Jamaican, if you will, in respect of its culture. Any other fun fact that you guys may be aware of, I'm not sure with those in the audience. You know that Bob Marley's father was not Jamaican, right? He was a white man, if you will. And despite the color issues in Jamaica at the time, the idea was a brown in, etc. But it was the source of a personal inferiority complex that he had. And it impacted him and how he would have been able to deliver his music to his audience. In fact, Marley was on record as saying, up to the early 1970s, he wanted to give up music because after having been in the music business for more than 10 years, he had his first hit with Simadon as a member of the Wailers. And it would take him another 12 years before the Wailers had another Jamaican hit. And of course, that additional hit would have been Trench Town Rock. The next favorite Marley song. Okay. Concrete Jungle. No Woman No Cry. Can I do a version? I know one of one of my favorite songs. Alright, I always said that if Bob Marley was living in the time of Johann Sebastian Bach, he probably would have done this way. As I remember when we used to sit in a government yard in Trenchtown, all of us serving the appropriate care. We know many good people believe me. Good friends we have, and good friends that we have lost along the way. In this big future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears and say, no, I don't cry. No, I don't cry. Please, little darling, don't shed no tears. No, I don't cry. As I remember, when we used to sit in a government yard in Trenchtown, when Georgie would make the firelight, love would burn into the night. And we would cook, curry parish, yeah. I wish I shared with you. My feet is my only carriage. So I'm gonna push on through, cause right I'm gonna get along, man. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. So no woman don't cry. No woman don't cry. Please, little darling, don't shed no tears. No woman don't cry. All right. No woman don't cry. One of the big items in the Marley catalog. And somebody reminded me, the stone that the builder refused, and there's a story behind that song where Marley went to his family members, owners of Malian plant, would have been an engineering and construction company. And he was asking for some help with his music. And they kicked him out, chased him out of the place, right? And of course, Mali went back, slid back into his corner, and he wrote that song, The Stone That the Builder Refused, was called The Head Cornerstone. And of course, the significance of that is here we are today, where we are now able to celebrate the stone that the builder refused. Now, quick question, if you answer the question correctly, I will be able to give you one of these shirts here. How many albums did Marley produce? And no rush to think with all the answers. Don't shout out the answer. How many albums credited to Marley? How much? Any other answers? Any others? 13 is correct. 11 here, 30. And what we are talking about, the earlier this catalog included the Wailers, Bob Marley and the Wailers, or the Wailers, which came out of his relationship with Cox and Studio One. And of course, as a group, they resampled and revisited the Studio One catalog. But there are 13 albums, and what is your shirt size, sir? Medium? On get close. Let's not close. All right, and while I'm finding a t-shirt for it's a reggae man. Did you know that Mali is regarded as the world's reggae ambassador? Yes. Right? You see, a lot of this is information that we take for granted, but it's significant information. Because when you have a little place like Jamaica, a little dot, you can clearly see when you look at the global, 2.8, 2.9 million people. Jamaica has given some 8 genres of music to the world, and today reggae music still is the music around the world, one of the most influential music. No other country has had the kind of impact on popular music that Jamaica has. And we need to own our own. Again, I'm calling your attention to the photographs at the back because it speaks to the stories about music. I'm also going to encourage you to tune into our Reggae Chronicles program. I'm going to pass it around. On our platform at yardmedia.com. We do this every Sunday. The website hosts some 5 years of recorded programming where we talk with artists who are current. We have been making a specific effort to introduce some of the older artists who are basically, they're on the way out. And so what we're trying to do is to chronicle their experiences so that we can tell the story of the music from the perspective of the artists. And so I'm going to encourage you, take the time to visit the website and take a look at the programs that we have there. Hey, Rich, yes. Rethinking, there is one aspect of Bob Marley's power that most people probably are not aware of, have focused on. But I know you can expound upon it. Marley's political influence on the health burden law in America. That's a very serious thing, the power of reggae music and Marley's lyrics and what he stood for. So we're talking about something like that, that will come here until tomorrow morning. Because, we want to keep it nice and simple. you know, because it's not too heavy. But let's get another song from the audience. Right. Redemption song. Redemption song. Come on, guys. Yes, Rabbi. Sold into the merchant ships. Triumphantly, what you ever see? All the freedom, all I ever had. Redemption song. Separate yourself from the slavery, from ourselves and free our mind. I'm looking for a talking melody, so that they can stop the time. How long shall they keep our promise while we stand beside and look? It's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Don't you help to sing these songs of freedom. All I ever had. Redemption song. Redemption song. All right. Listen. I know there's a big congregation out at the back there, so if you're ready, we're gonna draw 20 congregants from the back to lead off the next Marley song. Also, so good? All right. We're gonna 20. But it's supposed to be the microphone. So that let me get one lady. Let's get together and feel alright. One alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. One love, come in the beat, no. Pity on those whose chances grow sweeter. There ain't no hiding place from the fire of creation. Is it? One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together, you fighters of the Armageddon. When the man comes, there will be no good. Pity on those whose chances go to freedom. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. Sing it. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One word and feel alright. Thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Well, I'm people, come on, every time I say so. Come one verse. We can't figure out this. You guys have big artists come forward already. So you guys have another big artist come forward. Let's give us another verse. Bob Marley is a performance. No, you listen to man. Where do you come on, David. All right. Come context. All right. Where you taking us back from? Your verse now. Yeah. Let's get together. Yeah. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Your children crying, one love. Your children crying, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Oh, let's go from there. Dirty remarks. There is one question I really want to ask. One heart is Father, oh the sinner who has heard of mankind just to steal his own belief. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Again. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Stop yourself. And I think that's all we have for these days. Guys, it has been a pleasure for me to participate in this. CG, over to you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out.
We got a 2 for 1 special. Let's give a big round of applause. Richard Blackford, Eugene Gray, Big Tree. Big round of applause. The Phantoms, excellent entertainment. Celebrating Bob Marley, Reggae Month. And thank you all for coming out. I want to give up Island Space, thank Island Space for their ongoing support. And thank everyone. So make a donation to Island Space, the only Caribbean museum in the world. And please remember to register for the Jamaica High 5K walk run happening on May 10th. You can register at www.jamaicahighfivkrun.com. Thank you.